super excited. This is episode 1 of the 7 days, 7 finishes. So we are doing all our finishing up junk journal projects that have been laying around. So I would love it if you join in the challenge, get out your finished project, unfinished projects and finish them up in these 7 days. So I'm starting here. I've got a ring bound journal, pretty chunky as you can see. I love them like this. It needs a bit of finishing off. So I personally like to have them with some little tassely type bits perhaps on the side, and then it needs stuffing. I maybe need to put some extra finishing touches on it, although now I'm looking through I think, oh, it maybe actually just needs stuffing really. It looks pretty finished off. Again, I haven't looked at it for a little while, so you know, it's kind of, yeah, just been sat around needing finishing. So let's have a look and see. On the cover, I'm pretty happy with the whole cover. I think what I'll do is just add a tassel. Now again, we have done obviously tassels in our mass making, so let me just grab a bunch of tassels. Hold on. Oh no, as you can see, I've only got 2 tassels left. So yeah, hopefully that's coming up soon in our mass making and we can make a whole bunch more. I don't think either of these particularly go brilliantly on this cover. I mean, that one's not too bad. This one, probably less so. We've got this. It's not too bad. I mean, yeah, not saying it's ideal. And then we've got this black one. So I'm not going to add a tassel as I don't appear to have any. So that's a bit of a shame, and off to a poor start here. So what I would do instead, I've got some sari silk here. I think, yep, I'm just going to tie some sari silk around the ring like that. So we just kind of like improvising here. We don't have an actual tassel ready to go, so I'm just kind of like making some stuff up by just using bits and bobs that I've got laying around. So I've got also some skinny ivory coloured sari silk. Oh, it's not that skinny actually. It looked very skinny when I was looking at it to the side. Oh, I've also got this skinny piece of lace, so let's just attach that there. Oops. So when I try and tie things around the rings, what I do is I tie them one way and then the other way, and that hopefully is giving a really good tight knot that's not going to then be coming undone. So yeah, quite liking that. And then maybe a little bit of pink as well. What do we think? Bit of pink perhaps? Yeah. Let's just tie that on as well. Okay. Oops, like that. Then we'll just snip that down like that. I think probably that's enough in the way of sari silks and things. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I mean, it's just something to kind of like put a bit of a decorative spin on the rings really. So yeah, I quite like that. Now I haven't got sort of a closure as such on this journal as yet. So I could add a closure at this point, or we could just kind of like tie it round with maybe some, you know, sari silk or a ribbon or something after it's finished. Yeah, I'm not sure. Wonder if I'd like a ribbon, or not a ribbon, but a big bow on here. So let's just try and make a bow with the sari silk. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's got all these like half finished things laying around. So yeah, I would absolutely love it if you're going to join in and be finishing off some of your projects as well. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, going to just have that sort of off to the side. Very cute, like that. Oh, excuse me. Just check that I wouldn't prefer it on the other side. Got some ivory lace here just to see. I mean, to be honest, I'm just kind of using up anything that's laying around. So yeah, I quite like that. So I think, oh, my hot glue gun's not plugged in. Hold on a moment. Okay, so I've plugged my hot glue gun in. It will take a little bit to warm up, so I will come back to the cover, but I think that will probably finish off just having this little bit of lace just going across there and then the bow. So I'm going to put those to this side. Let's hope I can remember what we were doing. So the rest of it really is just a case of stuffing it with some things. So I've brought along a bunch of things here. I've got some of my French collection papers there, and I'm just going to fold this up. It's been coffee dyed on the back, so it feels nice and vintage. It's got that nice squishy kind of like feel. So I'm just going to fold that up. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of things here, so what I'm going to do actually is move them slightly so they're not taking up so much room. But as you can see, a whole bunch of different things and a variety of, you know, different style pieces. So we'll just fold this up, and yeah, I think I'll just fold it in like this. Okay, so 1 and then 2, and then we'll tuck that into here. Oops, like that. Okay, right, so let's pull in, I think, a few different things, and then we can choose from stuff as we go. So we've got, let's pull in a few different things that we can then pull from. And then I've also got some vintage pieces as well, which now are in the middle of the pile. There we go. So I've got some vintage bits as well here. So again, got like an invoice here. Just fold that down. Okie dokie. And yeah, just fold that in there. Okay, right. So this one here has got a little pocket in the side, and then it's also got a pocket in here. So what we could do is have vintage genuine invoice there, and then maybe this might be too big. Let's just see. Just about fits in there, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, so liking that. Okay, and then I wonder if I need some bling on this page. Actually, let me just take these couple of things out for a moment. Yeah, I hadn't really noticed, but I have got a lack of bling going on this page, so definitely I think we'll add a bit of bling on there. Let me just grab in my bling. Okay. Oh, I'm going to feel so good when all these things are done, because they've obviously been, you know, where I've been digging them out, I've then been piling them up like over on the side. And they're now taking up quite a bit of space. So I actually can't wait to get them finished, just from a whole, you know, freeing up the space, really. There we go. Yeah, just needed a little bit of bling, I felt, on that page. So there we go. And that's just going to go in there like that. And then that there. Love that. Okay. So this page here has got a pocket in this side. So I'm thinking something quite small. Could also use some printed journal cards and things, which I've also got behind me. So let's just pull in a few of those. And I've also got some other bits and pieces here. So some book pages that I've put onto book cards. So not book cards, you know, what's the word? Plain card. That's the word. I mean, not really very complicated, but for some reason it's just eluding me. Right, okay. So thinking maybe, no, probably not. Oh, this is very annoying. All of these seem to be, right, hold on, let me just grab some more journal cards. Okay, so I've dug out some others which had already been coffee dyed on the back, so that's better, isn't it? So yeah, I'm actually thinking this one, which, would you believe, I've picked the only one that had not been coffee dyed or inked on the back. So let me just very quickly ink that up. I mean, it's just typical, isn't it? Of all of them here, which one do I choose? The very one that hasn't been inked or anything. So there we go. That one. That's from my Pink Parisian kit. So yeah, that looks pretty. And then going over the page, so on here we've got this, which is a large tuck spot, and then we've got a pocket up here. So again, I'm thinking possibly this. Now this is some vintage ephemera. As you can see, it's got this piece kind of attached to it. I'm going to take that off So I might save this piece for a different journal, which maybe has more of these colours, unless one of the other pages further in has some of these colours, which in all honesty, I can't really remember because it's such a long time since I made the journal. So we can put that in just tucked neatly into there. And then tucked into here, we could maybe have this little journal card. That looks quite pretty. And then here we've got big pocket here and a pocket here. So could maybe have that journal card, and then just have a look. Got this like flippy, flippy arrangement there, or let's just see if I've got a narrower one that would actually go into this pocket. Honestly, we have all these bits, but I mean, they're not necessarily going to always be the same colour, or, you know, the matching colour for the pockets that they need to go in. Okay, that one goes in quite nicely there. Oops. Feel like it's getting caught on something. Oh, well, that's fine. Okay, and then this one, we've got this lovely corner pocket, and these are also pockets, but obviously where these are tiny and flat, they just need to have like a printed journal card really going in there. So we could have that one, and then possibly something like that tucked into the other one. So a couple of journal cards there, which is rather nice. And then this here, we could have obviously a bigger piece. I'm actually thinking we could even have a tag there. It's not the right tag. Doesn't really go. Got some other ones here. Maybe that one. Oh, that's quite nice in there, isn't it? It's a bit narrow, but let's try this one. No, it doesn't really go. Honestly, we have so many different things, and then pull them in and find I've pulled in all the wrong colours. I just literally grabbed a handful of stuff. I didn't actually pay any attention to, you know, the colours or anything like that. I just thought, let's be quite random. Oh, that one's quite nice in there. Yeah, okay. This is just a, you know, decorative kind of page really. So you could tuck something under here. It might sort of drop out when the journal is, you know, tipped upright, but it might hold in there. So let's just see again, one of the, let's put this one, like a printed, stamped journal card, pop in there. And then on the reverse side, we've just got a pocket here, which could have this. This is just from the Clocks collection papers. That's pretty nice, to be honest, isn't it? I actually really like that. Yeah, love that. And then this one, we've got a pocket here and a pocket here and a pocket here by the looks of things. So yeah, we've got loads of bits in here. So is that going to be too wide? I think this is probably going to be too wide, but let's try it. Yeah, I thought it was. So we won't have that. I've got some vintage document, too big. This is because I make all my stuff so big, really. You know, that then I sometimes come unstuck. Ah, cute, but I've got no purple on that page. What about that? That's quite cute, isn't it? That could go in there. That one's quite sweet. And then let's have a bit of vintage ephemera. So I've got this invoice, genuine vintage ephemera piece, which, yeah, we can pop that one in here. Oops. So in that pocket. So, you know, we put in a nice lot of, you know, genuine vintage things in here. Oh, but I'm struggling to get that one in as well. And then I think a printed one probably in the side. Could have that because we've got quite a bit of red on that page. And then turning over, again, a tuck spot here and a pocket here. So I think maybe, yeah, that one's gorgeous in there, isn't it? And then should we have this beautiful book page. So just going to fold this over. Oops. It's nice to have a, you know, good variety of stuff, to be honest. You don't, or I personally don't think that you want all tags. I don't think you want all journal cards. You know, you don't want all, you know, vintage letters. What's ideal, I think, is to have a variety of bits that you can journal on. Obviously, tags, journal cards and what have you. Some genuine vintage pieces like this that you could then take out and use in your own journals that you make. You know, and just kind of genuine vintage things that are going to be like lovely and interesting to look at. So I think kind of having a variety is nice. Right, this one, I thought I had a pocket. Actually, it's just decorative with a journaling spot here. So there's no tag needs to go on there. Again, on the back, we've just got kind of a decorative piece there. Now, these are my plain pages that I put in, you know, what I would describe as being used for journaling space. So we've got one here that's got a pocket, but on the whole, I leave them plain. So there's plenty of journaling to be, you know, to be done on those. So what I'll do, I pulled in a couple of paper clips. Which now, where's that paper clip gone? I literally just saw it. Honestly, I pulled in such a lot of stuff that it's quite tricky trying to keep it all now handy. Hang on. Right, it's slipped off to the side. So we've got this one, which goes pretty nicely in this journal, doesn't it? So I'm going to just clip something onto here, and what we could do, maybe just one of these. So this is just the vintage book page, which I've backed it onto some ivory card just to make it look like a vintage photograph. So, you know, very, very easy to do, but I love having things like this. I think they're very, you know, they make a really nice addition to a journal. So ink around there. Okie dokie. So yeah, we can clip that on. Oops. Okay, like that. So yep, really nice. Okay, and then we'll just flick through these pages. This one also is a pocket, so again we could pop something in there. Maybe just have this blue one. Very cute. We've got a belly band here, so again let's take some vintage ephemera here. So we've got this gorgeous letter. Look at that lovely penmanship on that letter. That's dated 1919. So yeah, let's put that in. I'm going to fold it down so it's got a bit more strength when sliding it into the space. So like that. Okay, turn it over. Very busy page here. So I've got a pocket here and a pocket here. Sometimes I forget to kind of use all of the pockets, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll kind of see how we get on really. So I could pop this genuine piece of vintage ephemera in the side. Now I have got this genuine vintage postcard. It's not got a date on there, but again, it's very pretty. It's quite a flimsy one, but I really do love it. It's the Christchurch where Washington worshipped Alexandria, I think it says. So yeah, but it's a lovely postcard and very flimsy, which I think kind of makes it very, you know, very nice. So on here, just going to pop it up under there, I think. Let me just check that I wouldn't rather... Oh, I don't think it will go in there anyway, to be honest. Unless I have it in this pocket. And obviously, you know, whoever purchases the journal, I mean, you could always swap the pieces of ephemera around if you didn't like how I've put them. You know, you can put them in different places. I'm not saying my way's, you know, the best way. So I like to mix it up and have like some genuine vintage pieces and some not. So I think we'll put in a non-genuine piece now. So just looking for something that's going to be narrow enough to get into that pocket at the top. So I've got here. Oh, got these as well. These are just some vintage pieces of paper, so I might just slip one of those up there as well, just as like a little bonus piece in there. Oh, what's this? Oh my goodness, very super cute tag. So although it's only tiny, which actually maybe is a bit of a waste because I could have that somewhere else. Yep. I always think, you know, don't waste the pieces that could go in a much smaller pocket, if you see what I mean. Because I struggle sometimes to find small enough pieces, it seems wasteful to put them into, you know, a pocket that could potentially take something much bigger. Okay, so we've got that in there, and yeah, I might just leave that, I think. Okay, going over the page, we've got this pocket here, and then we've got this little piece here. So these are those lovely pockets that we did a tutorial of with the wax seal, decorative wax seals. So again, I've got this one, which again has got another little bit attached to there. Now, oh, I was going to try and remove it, but it's pretty well stuck down, I think. That's such a shame. I'm actually tearing it, but oh well. There we go. So then we've got 2 for the price of 1, which is always quite fun. So I'm going to just fold this to make it quite small, which hopefully will just slide into here now. Yep. Love, love, love how that looks. And then in here, we'll just pop in a printed journal card there. So on this one, we've just got a pocket here with a flap and a top loading piece. Now, that's quite nice. So we've got this gorgeous vintage ephemera. Isn't this absolutely lovely? It's like this invoicey type piece. It's dated 1867. So very, very, very old. And I love the colour of it. Isn't it gorgeous? So yeah, and then it's just got some little details there of what it was. So, you know, whose accounts it was. So I'm just going to fold it over here, and then that can just slip into that top part. It feels gorgeous, this paper. Now I have to say, it's not wanting to tuck in brilliantly into there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, do we want it there? Let me just check just before I commit to that. Just going to check whether I might prefer something else, because to be honest, it didn't look as you know, bright and showing off the colour as I'd hoped. I like that tag. Let's put that in there. Yeah, let's have that tag in there. Just wondering whether I want a bit of bling on here. I mean, it's nice when you go through journals once they're, you know, technically finished, because you do sometimes see things and think, oh, you know, I didn't put bling on, or, oh, could just do with, I don't know, a butterfly or something. So yeah, it's quite nice to kind of have a revisit after you think they are done, if you see what I mean. So like that. Okay, there we go. Loving how that looks. Turn the page. Okay, this one I've already put ephemera in, would you believe? So yep, don't need to do anything here. We've got one pocket here, one pocket here, and a side pocket. So lots and lots on this page. Let's just see whether this looks kind of, I feel like it's a bit of a waste. This is quite nice, and we might be able to have this somewhere where it's actually making an impact. So let's just pop this one in. Let's put this into my back pocket. Okay, then we want something in here. So let's just see what I've got in my bits and pieces. Not really the right colour. Honestly, doesn't this just always go to show how many bits that you need? Because, you know, the chances are, even amongst all your things, you know, you might still not have anything that actually kind of goes brilliantly with a journal, you know, once it's all finished. So you definitely need a ton of stuff. Quite like that. Yeah. Yep. And then in the side, I think probably, I wonder about that actually. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? So just that journal card there. And then this here, again, I have already put a journal card in there, although that one's very tiny, which feels like a bit of a waste. So maybe I should put this one in here. Although actually now I'm looking at this, this has not even been decorated and finished. So I'm not going to even use that one at all. Yeah, we should do something else. So in here I've just got one of my music frames. So I'll just ink that up. Hadn't noticed that it wasn't inked, but yeah, we'll just ink that up a little bit and then pop that into that pocket there. Then here, obviously, we've got a longer side, so got some more vintage ephemera in the form of this letter dated 1904. Now, I'm thinking this may be in the actual main pocket, if you see what I mean. I did do a tutorial for these pockets. I can't remember now what I called it, but yeah, if you have a look on my channel under the I think I've got a playlist, Shabby Dabby Doodah Junk Journal Pockets tutorials. It should be in there. So like that. And then this one, we've got this gorgeous vellum pocket. These are the Wendy's Journal Adventure. Wendy's Journal Adventures inspired by her. So wonder if I would be able to get that into there. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, how lovely is that? And then it's not glued down here because it's actually a vellum pocket. It's glued all round. So yeah, really, really, really lovely. Just see if I want some bling on this page somewhere because it's looking a bit blingless. So yeah, chop that down. Could have some bling there. We could have it here. That's quite nice. Let's pop it on there. Okay. Yeah, like that. And then do we want to have anything on here, like maybe a bow or something? We could have bling, but does that look weird to have bling and bling? Bling and bling. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's a bit boring to have the bling, you know, on both of the pages. So let's just see. Could have that there. That's not too bad. Or we could have maybe the bling up here. Oops. And then I'm thinking possibly do a little bow or something here. So I've just got these bits of pink sari silk. Let's just use that and do a bow. So 1, 2. Okay. Oops. Okay. Just play around with it. Get the bits looking pretty. That one. Oops. That one. There we go. What do we think? Or do we think that's now getting a bit cluttered? I mean, generally, I do like the more is more. So I think probably it's best either with the bow or with the bling. So, yeah. I think the bow. So, yeah, let's just pop the bow down. Like that. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay. Looking good, looking good. Just quickly glue that down here. Just because I felt like that was not glued, you know, the best. So yeah, that was the last page. So I'm just going to quickly double check that I don't want to put any bling or anything anywhere else. You know, have I missed anywhere else that kind of looks like now it's crying out for bling? Could have a bit there, I suppose. I think it does need it, yeah. Which is weird because I had not noticed that even when we stopped on this page just now. Okay. Yeah, that looks very pretty. Okay, yep. This page, no, I think we did add this bling, didn't we? So yeah, looking good. This page, it hasn't got any bling actually. So we could possibly put some down here. That being said, I feel like this page has got quite a bit going on. so we might decide against it. Let's just see. Oh, I have got a tiny bit. Oops. I mean, to be honest, it's hardly visible, but I do quite like it. So yeah, let's put this on. I love that corner pocket. So on the facing page, this, I really like that. I think that was part of a collage masterboard, and yeah, made the corner pocket from there. And then of course, sorry, just getting these threads off. Then of course popped the perfume topper on there. It looks very pretty, doesn't it? So yeah, that one's not got much bling, but I think that's fine. I think it looks fine. Okay, so shut this up again. As you can see, I mean, just by stuffing it now, it's really bulked it out a lot more. So, you know, if you were kind of thinking, oh, it doesn't look that full, it's quite surprising the difference that the ephemera makes. Now, this flower, I feel like that middle's just coming out. So these are some shop bought flowers. They're not flowers that I've made, but I'm going to pull that center out because it just looks a little bit vulnerable there, like it's not going to stay. Let's just snip that off. Oops. Oh gosh, I hope I don't now spoil this completely. Just take that off there. I mean, the irony, I'm pulling it off because I thought, oh, it doesn't really look like it's staying on there brilliantly. Now look, I can't actually get it off. So it was obviously on much more than I realised. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh no. Struggling to actually get it off at all. That's very problematic. Because now I've sort of semi got some of these centres off. I wonder whether I could pull them out. Oh, pull them out one at a time. Are they coming out one at a time? Yeah. Oh, that's a bit painstaking, isn't it? Sorry about this. It's just because when I looked back, and that's what I mean sometimes, when you go back through a journal, things can just become noticeable that you hadn't noticed necessarily the first couple of times of flicking through it. So there we go. Right. Got all those little ends off. So yeah, let's put a centre in that flower. So first of all, what I'm going to do, we said this little bit of lace, didn't we? Up here. So I'm just going to pop that down. Okay, let's try and add the hot glue to this. Oops. So, I mean, to be honest, in some ways, it's quite nice to come back to something rather than finish it all in one go. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I did this deliberately or anything, or that I'm going to necessarily try and do this in future. But what is quite interesting is because you do actually spot these other things. Whereas if I'd have just completed it all by now, you know, I might not have even spotted that about the flower. So, yeah, there's that kind of bonus of coming back to something. You know, you are going to then possibly spot things that you hadn't previously. There we go. Okay. Let's do that. Oh gosh. Keeps on wanting to hang off the edge. Right. Let's just, oh, hold on. Do I prefer it that way round? Probably doesn't really matter, but I mean, there is a right way and a wrong way probably to this bow, but yeah, probably gluing it on the wrong way now. Oh well. Right, there we go. So, yep, pop that one down. Okay. Oops. Like that. Right, loving how that looks. Now, in the process of gluing that down, I just felt like I need to add a little bit more glue under the fabric ruffle. Just because now we've got a bit of a sort of heavier piece on top of there. I don't want to have it, you know, pulling it up. So just put a bit of glue on there to just, yeah, put that down like that. Okay, right. Looking good. Looking good, looking good. Yep, so that's that. Quite like the overhang of the bow there. I think that's quite pretty. So yep, going to leave that hanging over. Sorry about all the glue threads now that are all over my hands. Right, now just need to get a centre in here. So I mean, to be honest, this is now taken on, you know, a really, really gorgeous, colourful look, hasn't it? So I'm thinking possibly a bright pink or a blue for this. So I'm just going to stand it onto my crocodile so it's like propped up. Otherwise it's lopsided and you probably won't be able to see it very well, which, you know, be a bit boring to look at, I suppose. So let's just see what centres I've got here. Right, it might be a bit big. Oh, what about that, to be honest? Did I say green? Did I say green? Don't know what I said now. I might have said pink. Got that, which is red. I do have a pink one. Oh, I do have a blue one. Hang on. Right, let's try all of these colours and then decide. So that's the red. Let's just see if I can prop this up a little bit more. Okay, so that's the red. Quite like it. Yeah. This is the blue. I don't mind the blue. Strangely enough, the blue one seems to bring out the goldy colour in this background. So that's the blue. That's the pink. I'm not loving the pink, funnily. And that's the green. Right, what do we think? I'll have to go back through. I'm liking the green a lot, I have to say. The red, I do like the red. And the blue. I think I probably like the blue least, so that's going there. Right, so it's between the red and the green. So red, green. Oh gosh, I wish I could hear you guys. I'm going to make the wrong decision. I just know it. Oh, I'm going to go with the green. Yeah, going to go with the green. Right, let's pop that on there. Now, obviously, this is an oval shape, so, you know, can play around with how we want it shaped. But, yeah, I mean, I just kind of plonked it on there, and weirdly, I think that was probably the best angle. So, yeah, there we go. Like that. Oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, we've added the tassels, we've finished off the cover just with a couple more decorative elements, and then we've obviously stuffed it with, you know, lots of yummy goodies inside. So I would say that that's kind of done, really. Just looking for a closure. I've got some sari silk, oops, hung up behind my desk. Is that a bit boring? Yeah, I didn't feel that really went brilliantly. Got some lace. We could just have some lace to tie it up. Oh, that's quite nice. Not sure that's the right piece of lace, but I quite liked it. What else have I got? Got this lace here. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, I quite like the lace, weirdly. Just seeing whether I've got anything else. Or we could have some ribbon. Could even have some ribbon and some sari silk, I suppose. Unless we have some green sari silk, but then I feel like that's going to be a lot of green on this cover. So let's just try it, just in case. I love this colour green. It's so yummy, isn't it? I mean, I am a green sort of fan anyway, but yeah, it's a very lovely colour. Right, let me just find the end of this. Okay, like that. And what we could do is we could tie, I'm sure I must have two, you know, another join somewhere. Have I? Can't see another join, but it feels like a very long piece of sari silk. Oh yeah, I knew I must have a join somewhere. Right, so what we could do is we could have the sari silk tied in the middle and then tied, you know, tied around there with a tie at the edge. So that's one option. Quite pretty. We could mix it with the ivory, or we could try and mix it with the lace. Now, I've never mixed sari silk with lace before as a closure. But yeah, we could try that. Let's just snip that down. Okay. So let's just try. That might be quite nice, actually. Right, let's give this a try. So I'm going to cut down the lace to the same length as the sari silk. And then what I will do is, because that lace feels a little bit on the wide side, I'm going to just go in and tear it down, I think. So let's hope that I manage to tear this and don't actually just, you know, muck it up completely. But now, do I want to go halfway or... Well, let's just do it sort of about a third, like that. Right, I'm going to try and tear it, but... Oh, it's not really tearing brilliantly. Some lace just tears better than others, but yeah, this... Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. Just needed to get started, obviously, so... Okay. Yeah, I just felt like it was a little bit on the wide side, so we could... Oh, I'm so sorry that I knocked the camera. We could have this with the sari silk, or we could even have the very skinny with the sari silk. Do you know, maybe that... Oh, I don't know now. Obviously it's going to be a bow at the side. Feel like, is this lace going to just swamp the sari silk altogether? But is this one going to be just not really big enough? Let's just try it with this, shall we? Just try it with the wide. So what I'll do is I'll match it up at the end like that. Pull it so it's, you know, more or less the same size. Then find the center of it like that, and then I just tie the center up so it's holding it together. Oops. Like that. Okay, and then we can use the whole of that just wrapped round as a closure. Oops. Like that. And yeah, tie that up. There we go. Yeah, so then you've got that pretty bow, which, you know, you could then kind of reorganize it. You could have the bow kind of more on the front. That looks rather pretty, doesn't it? So yeah, that's that whole journal done now. So yay, we have done one finished project. Actually, now I just have this skinny bit of lace here, never quite ready to finish, but just going to use a little bit of this as just another tassel hanging from the rings. So yeah, there we go. There we go. So that's the finished journal. Absolutely jam stuffed, and yeah, very, very, very cute. So I hope that you like it. I hope you feel inspired to get out your projects and finish them up. Like I say, we're doing the you know, the whole series. So for 7 days, if you are wanting to join in for the 7 days, you know, finishing off your projects, we are doing the 7 days, 7 finishes. So hopefully I will have done a hashtag, which is 7 days, 7 finishes. And yeah, get your unfinished projects out and join in, and you know, you can have that lovely feeling once they are all done at the end of the 7 days. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks then. Bye.